Hey everybody, my name is Stacey. I am the CEO of Smart Bomb Interactive, and if you haven't heard of Smart Bomb or Animal Jam, Smart Bomb is the owners and operators of Animal Jam, but our partnership with Nat Geo is kind of unique in that we are very much very supportive of their mission. We are very aligned in the way that we want to approach kids, and when we kind of got hooked up together, it was a natural fit for what we wanted to do with Animal Jam. So Animal Jam is that love child of Smart Bomb and Nat Geo. This is an online virtual world for kids where they play games, and kind of the core fantasy is become your favorite animal, see the world through its eyes, and it's a lot of fun. It's grown very rapidly, month over month. It's pretty astounding, and this year is already kind of exploding. But really, the three pillars of what we do in terms of aligning with the Nat Geo missions are in education, action, and philanthropy. In education, we had time to go through every way that education is in the DNA of Animal Jam, but it's a lot of using what National Geographic is great at, which is multimedia and all the scientific information that they have. What Michelle talked about, some of their superhero kind of explorers, kids actually interact with them in Animal Jam. There's Q&A back and forth, and hopefully we're fulfilling the mission of engendering curiosity about the natural world. And we're trying to encourage them to get out into the natural world. But of course, you can't call this an educational website. The reason being that kids know if you work for them or for the man. And the man is mom or teachers or any other authority figures. And if those people tell them to go on the site because it's good for them, they're not going to go. So we have to avoid what we call the Captain Toothpaste effect, which is when an authority figure gets up and says, hey kids, we've got this great hero named Captain Toothpaste. He's going to show you all about oral hygiene. It's going to be really cool. And the kids go like that because they know that Captain Toothpaste works for the man. It's hard, and kids recognize this. I know when they're being, the education has to be substantive. It has to actually have depth and weight. Otherwise, parents aren't going to care about it. For us, the measure of that is if kids are coming to the dinner table and saying, here's what I learned in Animal Jam today, that's kind of what we're after. It needs to be layered. That is, they should be able to drill down on it with what they're interested in. If it's there, it's always there, and if they want to go further into it, it will reward them for going further into it. But it has to be built into the fun too. And a mistake that I think is often made with kids and educational content is that you make something that's good for them and you put a whole bunch of that in front of something that's supposed to be fun. And it's sort of the gating factor to get to that. That's not the way that we approach it in Animal Jam. We think it's a game first. It works for the kids first. And by the way, incidentally, as they go through the game and they're having a good time, they're going to learn a lot about animals and ecology and science. Kids do want to learn. They just want to self-direct it a little bit. We try and give them the ability to do that. On the action side, there are a lot of things that we've done. There's a lot more that we'll be doing in partnering with National Geographic, especially with Nat Geo Kids. But on the broader society side, we partnered with a museum and co-sponsoring exhibits. We're building more offline educational content that's coming out later this year into Animal Jam. And we coordinate campaigns with Nat Geo Kids, like not the shoe campaign that Michelle was showing, but like the Let's Jump fitness campaign. And the great thing about Nat Geo is the kids group there is that it's very open. There are a lot of opportunities for us to intersect with them. On the philanthropy side, because this is a partnership between Smart Bomb and Nat Geo, revenue from Animal Jam does help support the nonprofit society side of National Geographic. We're also able to get involved with direct campaigns like the Big Cats initiative that Michelle alluded to. So we're able to directly message that to kids, and we're able to kind of collude with Nat Geo. So when they're talking about that stuff on the adults' website and the kids' website and the magazines, kids are also seeing it in Animal Jam, and hopefully it's a family conversation about what they can do to support something that we think is pretty important. And later on this year, we are going to be introducing the Play Wild Fund, which you'll hopefully hear more about this fall. But this is a fund that kids are going to be directing from within Animal Jam to support some of the mission causes in conservation and wildlife education that the GEO supports.